was a good game. As I said before, Leeds are a team that we respect for the way that they try to play the game. I think that's mutual. I think no one pointed that out in the week. And it was a hard loss to take in many respects because I thought, again, we took some big steps forward. But at half time, I thought we was the kind of master of our own downfall with too many balls down to floor, probably unforced as well. So we could have done better there. In the second half, I thought we lacked some composure at crucial stages. And so, yeah, that's the story. That's the analysis of the two halves for us. So yeah, it's like I say, without accepting mediocrities of the group, then this sport doesn't allow you an hard week and an easy week. It's just tough every single week. So the answer to everything is just to work harder, and we've got a group that will do. So we'll rock up next week and with a good attitude and a smile on our face as always, and prepare to work harder.
I think it was Phil who said that the penalty count second half was 8-1. You mentioned composure. Is that kind of a reflection of that, or not necessarily?
Well, be proactive. You get taught at young age to be proactive, not reactive. If you're reactive, then you're late to things and probably give penalties away. You try entice me into a little bit of referee criticism here, I feel, but I thought both camps would be a little bit disappointed with the inconsistencies from minute 1 to minute 80. I'll throw one example in the late challenge on a kicker that Leeds got and took 2. The late challenge on a kicker we didn't get, obviously didn't take 2. So very frustrating in that respect. I thought there were periods where it looked like it was a bit getting out of control, and I thought it was disappointing from an officiating point of view. It's always difficult when you lose to go at that, so I will say in both directions I thought it was disappointing. I think there was a lot of errors made on the officiating for both clubs. Mm-hmm. So, but we'll control the controllables. That's us. So there's 2 separate things here going on. I'm answering 2 separate questions in one. So our job is to control the controllables, and we had enough opportunities. But the fact of the matter is, I think both camps will be really disappointed with how the game was officiated.
Just one more on that, and I'll move on. I'm not going to call it like the all-in skirmish, whatever you want to call it. Too simply, I don't know if you've been able to see it back. Were you satisfied with that outcome? Do you know, like?
Didn't see a lot of it, to be honest. I don't believe anybody did, and so the usual case, just do one each and everybody's happy type of thing. I don't know if it was right or wrong. I have no idea at this point. But yeah, just for the sake of clickbait, I'm not fuming, I'm not slamming. Just be clear, keep them words out of any headlines, and we're good. So I'm chilled, I'm reflective, and it's just how the game goes. We've come against a really good team on absolute red hot form. We've just come on the wrong end of it. Missed probably a couple of kicks we might have kicked on another day. So and that's the sport. That's the beauty of sport, and that's the heartache of sport. So it's nothing more than that. You
mentioned positive strides forward. Just elaborate on them for us. What was it particularly that you were pleased with today?
Finding our DNA a little bit. I thought we'd gone off that. Sometimes you can doubt yourself, or in trying to play a different way, or maybe a bit tougher or a bit safe, and you can start playing within yourself. And I thought we started to ask a lot more questions. We looked a little bit more like our old self, in particular early on. Albeit I thought we probably tried a little bit too hard in trying to find it. So it was something that we'd recognised, spoke about, and tried a little bit too hard. So our execution was a little bit off at times when opportunities presented themselves. But the way you get better is by repetition. So if we continue to display what our DNA and our point of difference is, then we'll get repetition in them situations and execute better in future.
I know that no coach ever wants to be 4 losses on the canvas, but given the improvement in performance, can you come away satisfied with the way you're at, leading to ultimately a pretty important few weeks now?
Yeah. We're never satisfied, and we would never, we won't discuss 4 in a row. We take every week in isolation, so we're never satisfied we're never too down, we're never too up. That generally is for you guys, that one. We just as staff, as coaches, we'll work hard and try and find different ways to deliver similar messages week in, week out to stimulate our players who do it tough. We've got a tough environment, we've got a small squad, as we all know, we sometimes we'll hit them with a stick, sometimes we won't. This week we'll definitely reinforce the good things that they did, but we will never gloss over the things that we could do better, probably in an individual sense. But I thought they worked hard for each other throughout the game, our lads. So you never go home happy, even if you win. It's just the nature of the beast. You've got to be grumpy as a coach. It's on the job time.
Just finally from me, I don't know if you want to look at the league table, but ultimately 9 to go, it's still in your hands, you're still in there. Given everything that you've had to deal with, injuries and various other things, can you go into this last period with confidence and belief in all of those things, that another playoff stint is achievable, realistic, manageable, and so on?
Always have a belief, always believe in ourselves as coaches, and the players believe in themselves as players, and we believe in them, and vice versa. So your straight answer is yes. I won't elaborate anymore on that. It's a long question, but it's a quick answer. Yes.
How's Mark's lead, Paul?
He limped off at half time, and then he reassured us he was good to go. Obviously, he looked like he was struggling for the majority of the second half, but he was kind of getting through it all right. But we made the decision just to bring him off with the last 10. I think it might have been, he was clearly struggling. I think Leeds didn't get at him as much as they probably would have liked to at that point. So we won't know really till tomorrow. It's a bit of a throwback, Sneedy. He can get through injuries and he recovers quick. He doesn't, for an older player, doesn't miss any sessions. He just gets on with it. He's very old school in that respect, and I've said that in a good way, in a complimentary way.
What's he done?
I don't know what he's done. His knee. I don't know. We have come and asked physio. I'm not even sure. He strapped his knee up, so I'm going after that.
Ryan Bradley was limping around towards the end. Rolls, do you know anything on him? Yeah.
No, I think it was after the non-running off the ball thing from the kick, weren't it? So again, don't know. At the end of the game, they all limping. So I think you're not going through all the team, Eddie, because I think most of them were limping. I think Nagy limped down as well. So there's a lot, mate. We're just patching them up at the minute. So they do it tough. We're really disappointed. As a group, we're really disappointed. A little bit in ourselves, a little bit in the situation, a little bit obviously losing. So we don't like losing. It's as simple as that. So we've just got to work harder. We've all got to work harder, and we'll all do that.
Last injury question, I promise. How's
That's your clickbait again. That's your clickbait. Stop it.
How's Carl Watkins doing?
He's got an injury that probably best case scenario 5, worst case season. So I'll tell you when we know.
Good to see Andy back.
Ackers, Brody, and Ryan obviously make a big difference to us. I thought they all did all right. They all did good, but they'll all get better as well for the continuity in play. And certainly Ackers, obviously his first game back, like you say, he's missed quite a few weeks now. So I thought he had a good dig.
And Tim Lafay as well. Unlucky to be on the losing side. It was a very strong performance.
Probably his best performance of the season. He's found a bit of form there. Him and Joe Burgess, I thought, stepped up some gears. And that's what they need to do. There was I think he come up with a couple of errors as well, Tim. So he needs to get that out of his game and do more of the good stuff that he's doing. So, like I said, that's probably a good reflection on the team as a whole. A lot of good stuff, but a lot of probably unforced errors in there. What we can control, and that's controlling the controllables from our perspective.